Hello everyone, it's the full moon time again, and this time we have the full moon in Gemini, which happened on the 4th, 5th of December, depending on where you are in the world. And this one is highlighting that Gemini area of your chart. It's your emotions, it's where you're maybe getting stuck overthinking, over analyzing, over learning to try and look smart, maybe potentially, where you're maybe just using that as avoidance to doing the uncomfortable thing or saying the uncomfortable thing. So you're like, if I just spend a little bit longer here, everything will make sense and then I can move forward. This full moon is highlighting that is actually the thing. You just need to do the uncomfortable thing or say the uncomfortable thing to start moving in the direction that you want to go. Now, if we look at Gemini energy is very curious. They do like to know what they're talking about. They're normally told as children that they're the smart one. And that makes them, well, if we're the smart one, we need to know things. And it's that thirst for information that they have. But the thing is, if you're staring at a tap, wondering if the water's going to burn you, it doesn't matter how much information you learn about the alkalinity, the acidity, the temperature, like how you just turn the knob and it comes on, and if it burns you, you turn it down. Yeah, or you go and do something else, or you get the plumber in to fix it if it's broken or whatever it is. Yeah, it's that getting stuck. I need to know the alkalinity of the water. I need to know the acidity. I need to know this. I need to know that. And it's that which is creating and confusing things, and it becomes scattered and unfocused energy, and it just fires all over the place. Sagittarius energy on the other side, the sun is in Sagittarius, highlighting where we should be aiming. It brings direction to Gemini. They're the polar opposite here. Sagittarius is all about the bigger vision, the bigger picture of things. It brings direction, it brings purpose, it brings meaning to these little things that Gemini is worried about. But when you look at this full moon, it's happening at the 13-degree mark of each sign, which is the second decan. Again, where the moon is, your emotions, your inner world. That's all about the 9 of Swords. That's what rules that second decan of Gemini. Now, the 9 of Swords energy is all about sleepless nights, anxiety, overthinking, worrying. It's keeping you up at night. And then on the other side, with Sagittarius, the 9 of Wands, which is that kind of a wounded warrior. Yeah, you've come too far. Yeah, you can't really give up now. You've went too far, but you're near the end, but you're battered and you're bruised. There's something that you've been doing all this research and analysing and getting stuck in your head with that you're not actually now, you're just battered and bruised. You're getting to that stage where you're able to move forward. The thing is, in Sagittarius, at the same time as the full moon, we have Mars and Venus. That's your desires. Venus is your desires, your relationships, your money, the things that make you feel rich in life. Where do you want to go? In Sagittarius, she's like, I don't want to be tied down by anything. I don't want to be trapped. I want to keep moving. I want to keep going. I love this. Yeah, I love it when I'm free to explore. I love it when I'm free to go on the adventure. But if you're always getting stuck in your head, not doing the thing or not saying the thing, you can't experience that. Also there, you've got Mars. That's been bold enough. That's your drive, being bold enough to do the thing, being bold enough to say the thing. In Sagittarius, it can be a bit abrupt, it can be a bit blunt. But usually with Sagittarius energy, the things that are abrupt and blunt, they usually need to be said. So the vibe for this full moon that I'm getting, when you look at it, is there's something you're getting stuck in your head of, or you're staying comfortable, or you're using information, looking outside of you, when it's really just avoiding doing the things that are uncomfortable. I don't want to take that trip because I can't plan it with it. I need to go and research it first so that I can then get all the information and make a proper decision here. But then you get so confused and so overwhelmed with all the information that you stay stuck. I can't put that video out, because if I put that video out, then people might judge me. People might think that I'm not good enough, that I'm not the smart one, that I don't know what I'm talking about. Or I can't say the things that I need to say because what if I get backlash? Well, the sun is highlighting that for you right now. That is not the getting stuck in your head. When you stop getting stuck in your head and you just say the damn thing, when you just stop getting stuck in your head and you just move, that's what you're being encouraged to do around this time. Take the bold action. Don't be trapped. Because when you're overthinking, learning, and all that stuff on the Gemini side, getting focused and getting scattered all over the place, there's no direction. When you bring direction and you have a purpose to where you're going, that's where it's really going to help you. But I get the feel that with this, these two, the energies at play, there is that sort of a retreating to the comfort or trying to know all the details to avoid doing the thing or saying the things that need to be said. But the thing is, for growth, for expansion, for you to be able to go and explore and go on that adventure and get the freedom, you need to do something different. You need to get a little bit uncomfortable. I'm sure you've heard the saying that if you do the same things over and over and over again and expect different results, that's just insanity. But when that's the getting stuck, that's the, I need to go and research the topic, I need to go and make sure I know everything, I need to make sure that I'm saying the right things. But the thing is, when you do all that, it makes you over-explain. It makes you confusing. People don't really know what's going on. They're like, okay, that's maybe outside of my realm of knowledge. And they don't pick up it. So all that work ends up going for nothing. Where you're feeling battered and bruised and you're feeling like you're getting kept up at night because you're not saying these things, or you're trying to soften these things so that they don't hurt as much. But if it's the truth and it's true and it's going to move you in that direction, it's the things that need to be said or the things that need to be done. And the sun is highlighting the patterns here where you're getting stuck in your emotions, where you could be creating this avoidance of going back to where it's comfortable, going back to make sure you have all the details, going back to your head. You can sit and stare at that tap. It doesn't change the outcome. You either turn it on, get in the shower, and it's hot or cold. Then you can adjust the temperature. Until you turn that tap, you don't know. So you can do all the research, you can learn all the things, you can go and talk to 100 different people. It is not going to change the outcome of you doing the thing, the uncomfortable thing. And I think it does feel like there is that little bit of, okay, I need to get a little bit uncomfortable here. But sometimes with it, that little bit of uncomfort can lead to more comfort. And I think with Mars here, and I think with Sagittarius energy, like I says, Sagittarius can be blunt. They can be really blunt. And with Mars there, it can make people, it can make you, it can make your action style more blunt, more abrupt, more fiery. But Sagittarius are like, what's the point of sitting staring at the tap, wondering if it's going to be hot or cold, when you can just turn the damn thing and see if it's going to be hot or cold? And then you can course correct. Sagittarius doesn't want to be held back. Because the thing is, the longer they sit and stare at it and wonder what's going to happen, they've lost so much time, whereas they could be moving forward. So, turn the tap is what you need to do in this full moon. Instead of wondering how you're going to turn that tap. Is it worth turning the tap? All that stuff. Now, we do also have a mutable grand cross forming, and this is between the north and the south node. The north node is in Pisces, the south node is in Virgo. Now that dynamic between the two here, this is getting stuck in the details. This is trying to control the details. But there are things that you've got no control over. The best way to illustrate this is to think about creating content. If I create this piece of content and I say these things and I do these things and it's perfect and all this stuff, then it'll be a good video. The algorithm will love it. But the thing is, you have no control over that algorithm. You have no control over the other human beings. So you can try and be perfect, and that might just stop you starting. What Pisces is asking you to do is do the things that you can control. Do the things that are within your control. Like creating the video. If nobody watches it, okay, try again. If nobody watches that one, try again. Because that is something you can control. And guaranteed, the more you keep trying, you're going to get better, the delivery is going to get better, things are going to get better, and you will get there. It's learning to accept that that is the journey, and it doesn't matter how much control you put in. So you've got this journey between these two here, between Virgo and Pisces. That's the journey we're going. We're moving away from getting stuck in the details. And it's pretty much the same with Gemini and Sagittarius. Instead of getting stuck doing all the wee bits and bobs and getting into our heads, we're now attaching some meaning, some direction. We're like, okay, let's trim out the crap that is getting us stuck here so that we can actually do the things. And it is towards the things that you desire and the things you want. Venus is there. So ask yourself, where right now are you using research, using that thirst for knowledge, using that curiosity to avoid doing something that could move you in the direction you want to go in? And just remember that to get that comfort, to get that stability, and to get all that stuff, sometimes you have to get a little bit uncomfortable and do the things that are uncomfortable and say the things that are uncomfortable. And then you realize that actually it wasn't that bad. And you end up getting to the next level of wherever you're going with the direction, with the purpose and all the other stuff. And you realize it wasn't that bad. Not always the case, but to get growth and to get expansion, what Sagittarius wants, you need to get comfortable being that little bit uncomfortable.